Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yogam. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, after explained in detail about the Karma Yoga in the 3rd chapter, in the 4th chapter also, he continues to talk about the karma, but same time, he is including the Jnanam also. Ultimately, karma is a bondage, whether it is a Punya karma or Papa karma. So when it creates a bondage, naturally the karma cannot liberate and give the fulfillment or purnatvam to a person. Then what to do? The remedy is only thing, recognize that you are the Atma self, which is not really connected to this karma in any way, but who is claiming or telling that I am the Karta, I am the Bhokta. Now, once if you question that, analyze it, you will come to know that there is a pseudo I, not actual I, but it is a imaginary I which is called Ahankara. That Ahankara is the culprit or the cause for this claiming of the karma. So, to understand this ahankara and its ways of functioning and the karma which it claims, the results of the karma and the depth of this karma, how this karma is connected not only to me but the in and around all other world and the jivas also, my karma is get connected. So no one can understand this depth of this karma, very difficult, say Arjuna. So in the 17th Sloka, Bhagavan said about that deepness and the intricacies of this karma is very difficult to understand, even for a wise people. Wise means who are well educated and studied. Here wise means gnani is different. But normally, whom we are thinking in this world as the wise people, educated people, Kavayaha, then after telling that, Arjuna may got the doubt in the mind that what is there so serious and deep about the knowing the karma, akarma, vikarma, action, doing, akarma, inaction, not doing, vikarma, which you are not supposed to do. That's it. Everybody knows. What is their big deal in this? You may think like that. Now I will tell you. Then 18th sloka, which we have already started and discussing in the last class. I will read that shloka once again. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha Karmanya Karmaya Pashed Akarmani Cha Karmaya Sabudhiman Manusheshu Sayukta Kritsna Karma Kritam. I told you that this shloka is a Grandhi shloka or a key verse for the other forthcoming shlokas. The elaboration will come about this shloka. So it is a Sutra Bhuta or Grandhi shloka or a key verse. What is said in this? A contradictory statements are given, difficult to understand, but we try to analyze and get the essence of it. Two statements are given in this shloka. One is whoever sees the uh, in the action the inaction. That is the first statement. Who sees the inaction in the action? Karmani akarmaha yah pashet. What it means? Karma means action. As I told you just now, in fact, really, this ahankara, pseudo I, factual I only is virtual. I only is acting and claiming and all that. So that is doing the action, claiming the action, kartrutva, bhoktrutva, abhimana. But the real I here, akarma means atma. Because the real untouched by this karma, akarma, or any result of the karma is the atma. The real I, it doesn't have any question of doing. So naturally there is no question of non-doing. So which is beyond the doing and non-doing. That is who recognize that unchanging, uncontaminated, untouched by any of these related Prakriti factors. That is the first one person. Who can see that? Whoever realized the self. So it is praising and telling about the Gnani. If you want to call me as a wise person, only by getting this self-knowledge only the person becomes wise, not otherwise. Material knowledge we may have a lot, but it doesn't make any difference. It won't solve your life puzzles or the questions or the suffering. The real medicine remedy is the only Atmajnana. Shatakoti karma vihi. Even crores and crores of different actions are different kinds of worship and the ways of worship and praising and worshipping so many different gods also. It doesn't help you to get out of this Ajnana Vyadhi disease and Samsara Vyadhi permanently. So naturally here the greatness and the glory of the Gnani and Gnanam is praised indirectly. So karmani akarma yah pashet. In spite of even these actions are going on one side by the ahankara, but atma as a atma, I, real I, nothing to do with it, anything. So for this generally the it is only a superimposition that because of the ignorance claiming that I am doing, I am doing, I am doing. Who is this I really? We never inquired. Once you inquire, then you will come to know. This real I and the pseudo I, okay, the actual and the virtual I, both are always seems to be looking like that they are very close, very close. Because of that closeness and the proximity, we are not able to discriminate and see who is really doing, who is this ahankara. Real I, Atma is doing anything? It involved in anything? No. But it looks like for that now, the Atma means I am doing. Who is this I? Are you saying by knowing your real I you are saying, or only you are considering yourself as the Ahankara I am doing? No, we don't know. We never discriminated and thought of that, oh, there are two eyes, not these two eyes. One is small I, one is the capital I. The capital I is the real original consciousness. The small I is the reflected consciousness. That reflected consciousness only behaving like ahankara and claiming. So let it behave and claim. Why have to unnecessarily? Why should I have to worry or involve or take it as mine? What is my real swarupam? What is my essential nature? Atma qualities are described in the second chapter. Atma nityaha satyaha nirvikaraha nirviseshaha aprameyaha sarvavyapakaha. So many. So that is me. Now how to understand this? How to solve this particular puzzle of the first statement? So even though one side the Ahankara is doing all the actions and all that, Prakriti, all the actions are happening in the Prakriti. Prakriti means always it is with a Vikruti. Prakriti Vikruti Bhinnam is the consciousness that is not somewhere to search and run about. It is me only. Lack of understanding, lack of viveka, these two are merged and jumbled and considering all together is as one. No, they never be the one. The real is always untouched. So whoever recognize this actionless Atma, even though one side Ahankara is doing the actions, that person, for this Shankaracharya in his Bhashyam gives so many examples, simple day-to-day examples. One is when a person going in a moving vehicle, sitting in a moving vehicle, okay. Now, for example, now train, we sit, and when you look outside, the unmoving trees looks like seeming moving, like appears as moving so fast. But in fact, actually, they are not moving, you are moving. Same way, here the real I Atma is not doing anything, okay, and but superimposed and imagined and illusion created, and I am doing, I am doing. So, if you want to get rid of from this delusion, you have to recognize yourself and don't claim that you are doing. Where there is a karma, where it will apply, either action or inaction, normally. Where there is a karta and bhokta, the kartrutva abhimani, bhoktrutva abhimani, the doership and enjoyership are there. There only the karma or akarma applies. But here in this statement, akarma means which is untouched by the karma, that Atma is referred in the first line. Not inaction means generally what we think of the action and inaction. No, not that. Okay. So one example, there are moving. And another thing, which are little far away from us, they are moving actually, but it looks like for me they are not moving. See this illusion. What is the example? For example, a person is standing on the seashore. and he's looking at the ocean, and far away in the ocean there is a ship, big ship. It is quite far. Then it looks for him, his experience is that the ship is not moving. Or take another example, in the sky, all the stars are moving. But from here distance when we see, it looks like that they are not moving. So in some places which are not moving, looks like moving, and which are moving, appearing as not moving. In the same way, this confusion, delusion is there in the day-to-day experience. Okay, I will give another example. Why to talk about the train or the stars, and here itself now you see this small experiment and observe. For example, so I am keeping this hand here, and with this hand I am just rotating this hand around that hand a little faster like this. Okay, faster like this. And so here, when I am moving this hand is moving around with the reference point to the unmoving. So always the movement or non-movement can be said by referring to the never move, always in a non-movement state. So that reference point only tells that this is moving or not moving. That means the center, the nucleus. So here the center is not moved, not involved at all. Yes, but which are all appearing around that center, they looks like that moving or not moving. But in fact, even though they are not moving, but inside in their own object, inside, the molecules are moving. The neutrons and protons also moving. That's why they say this entire world is jayati gachati, this jagat or prapancham, okay, uh, which is constantly under the flux. That means under constant movement, constant change. That constant movement only represented, indicated by the Lord Nataraja, who is constantly dancing. The whole Prakriti is dancing, and that Nataraja or Rudra is the Devata, residing deity for the Ahankara. According to Tattvabodha, we studied Ahankara Devata Rudra. So that means Ahankara is constantly claiming, functioning, doing, not doing, all these things, doing and not doing things are all happening only in the Ahankara. But the unchanging one reference point is there, that is the Atma, who recognize this. Now, with the same hand, I will tell you one more example, which is a little more subtler. So I am moving my hand around this hand, okay, just for movement's sake, okay, movement. So when I am moving my hand like this, faster, faster, what you observed? You observed only the moving hand, isn't it? Of course, you say the another hand is not moved according to the previous example. Okay, you keep that example separate. Now I will ask you a question. When I am moving the hand like this here, okay, even without the other hand, there is one thing which is not moving. Have you noticed it? are able to grasp it. Very difficult, subtle. There is one thing which is not moving when I am moving my hand like this. What it is? You don't say simply Atma and all that, because Atma we are not seeing. Atma is not seen by the object like here. I am telling you are seeing it, but you didn't recognize it. The light, the light, the light is falling on my hand. You are able to see my hand because of that prakasham. Prakasham. We told before also. This prakasham is commonly falling on my hand and outside the hand, in and everywhere that prakasham is there, commonly light. So when I am moving my hand, that common light is got affected. Anything happened there? Maybe if you ask the scientist, he will say that there are neutrons and protons and cells are there, bacteria are there because of hand movement. They are all moved. I am not asking about that. They are also temporary. Temporary. They are not seen. I am asking, you are seeing, but you didn't notice it. Is it correct or not? You are seeing the light, but why you are not noticed? Because it is all pervaded and it is untouched, and there is you cannot perceive that much easily through the senses the subtle light prakasha. Because of the light only you are able to see. If the light is not there, it will be dark. That you know. But the light which is all pervaded, are you able to grasp it? No. Or take another very closer example, generally in Shastra, which we highlight and tell many times, still subtler, you can say. Okay? Akasha. Because when I give the example of light, you may say now it is dark. Light is sometimes there, sometimes it's not there. In the evening, we don't get any light. Suppose current is not there, darkness is there. In darkness, you can't see anything. But this point you can take. Akasha. So when I am moving the hand like this, or many hands are moving, objects are moving, anything happening. Akasha, the space, anything happen to the space. You see in the nature, out of the five great elements, the one is the Akasha, which is supporting all other four other elements, and all four other elements are constantly, each one is fighting with each other. Fighting in sense, sometimes water floods will come and so much rain and all these things will come. Sometimes earthquake will come and earth and landslides will happen, and sometimes fire accident and fire burns everything, and sometimes more air and wind speed of the 200 kilometers make the all trees to fall. So between the earth, water, fire and air, there is a constant fight and hitting each other, affecting each other. But are we noticed any time where these four, because of which these four great elements are existing, that Akasha got hurt anything or involved in any action because of the loss or because of the gain, because of the defeat or success in among any of those four elements which are happening in the space, but space got affected anything, involved in any way. If the space itself is not involved and not get affected by these four great elements, then what to talk of the consciousness? Where is where is the action or inaction or anything? There is no any action, inaction. These are the only words and which related to the prakriti only. So space, then consciousness is more subtler because even these eyes or anything, any sense organ cannot comprehend it. Not only that, even the support for the space is the consciousness. And consciousness space, when we talk about the space also, we talk about the gross space and mental space. And mental space projects the gross space. So gross space, mental space, both the spaces are there in the conscious space, Chidakash. Don't imagine again that is one more space, Akasha like that. No. Kash, Akash. Kash means which shines by itself and which gives the shining and existence, lends to the everything, that is called Chit Akash, conscious space. Okay. Now, regarding the space example, if we ask any scientist to come and say, as in the previous example, ask him to say anything. What exactly happened to the sky? Sky is what kind of matter it is. You may talk about the cells and protons and neutrons and electrons, everything in the gross matter. In which matter? The molecules and all that. Can you say space is also like made up of the particles and the molecules? Scientist doesn't know. They can talk about all other four things what is happening in them, but they cannot. When they come to the space, their mouth shut. Their intellect cannot penetrate more into the space. That's why Space Research Organization also, in fact, they are doing research in the not on the space, in the space. Ask them to do the research on the space. They cannot talk, they cannot say anything, they cannot do anything. But which is hanging in the space, they can talk about the moon, and from here, one material has sent to that material through the in the air by the speed, by the energy, all that. But tell me about the space. So it is not actually space research. Research in the space. No one can do the research about the space. Can they find out how much there are, how long and how far the space occupied? They can say about the distance, some extent about the distance between the Mars and the Earth and the Moon and the Moon to the Sun. This day, tell me the how far, up to what extent the space is. It is anantam. See, which you are seeing through your gross eyes itself, you are not able to comprehend, and which is the cause of this space, the Atma, how you can comprehend. That means except only through the Shastra description. You have to recognize and not outside the consciousness is as you. This is the only solution. But generally, our objectifying mentality mind cannot accept and digest this. That's why to study the scriptures, to understand the Bhagavad Gita or Upanishads, you need a different kind of mind. The mind which is having the faith in the scriptures and belief in the scriptures and ready to change and ability to change his vision, because in so many lives are always from the beginning of our birth, our search is only in the outside. For everything we look outside. For my happiness I will look outside, for my comforts I will look outside, for my safety I will look outside, for my peace of mind I will look outside. So it's become a habit for us. We have to break this habitual searching of searching for anything outside. Whatever you are mind is asking, ask the mind to look in and search. Why you run outside? You never get a permanent solution by searching outside. So searching outside is a physical science. Searching inside is called a metaphysical science. That is Bhautika Shastram. This is Brahma Shastram. Okay. So the first statement is clear now. Then Akarmani cha karma yah pashet. Now here, first statement I told akarma means Atma, and here akarmani cha karma yah, not asking again who sees the action in the general English translation. In every book it is written like that only. See the action in the inaction. That is the meaning. That means again see the action in the Atma. Just now we talked so much about the Atma is far beyond the action and inaction. Then what it means here? Even though this ahankara, I, pseudo I, sometimes it will think and say that I am not doing anything. I won't do anything. Or in sleep, ahankara is, mind is dissolved, ahankara is also disappeared, and but ahankara is disappeared and mind is disappeared, thoughts are disappeared, but we know for certain, after we get up, these body functions are going on or not. So one side it looks like akarma. Akarma means not doing anything. What sleeping person is doing? Who is in a deep sleep? Ask him what you did. I didn't do anything. I don't know anything first of all. Okay? I don't know anything first of all. Then where is the question of doing? It looks like akarma. But once if you see this side, this body, my body and body anatomical and the physiological, the functions are keep on going. Not only that, even though this ahankara seems to be looking like that completely become inaction, it is only temporarily went into the unmanifest form. Temporarily went to the unmanifest form. But again, after few hours, the ahankara, mind, both will blossom. So, even though in this akarma looking like status situation, but there is a constant karma is going on. This is one way. Otherwise, suppose if a person says that I am a sannyasi, I am not doing anything, I won't do anything, like that inaction, sitting quietly, not involving in anything. Simply by sitting quiet, whether this ahankara thoughts and mind are there or not, are there. Our past previous memories are coming or not there. So that is also action only. So Shankara says in Bhashyam, Pravrutti, how much it is considered as the action by the Ajnani, the same amount by the Ajnani, the Nivritti also is called as action. I am withdrawing. Withdrawing is also is a action. That is the meaning here. You see in that withdrawal also there is action. It looks like, but the word is like that, not doing, inaction. That is called seeing the action in inaction. This point is about the Ajnani. So Ajnani, either pravritti, how much it is involved with the karma, nivritti also is a kind of karma only. But what we are talking really, so these both things, both the ways, the person who ever come to know in this way, that means one side Gnani recognize that I am totally unconnected with the karma. I have no any kartrutva, bhoktrutva, abhimana. So only a Gnani who got this knowledge and keeping the ahankara at side, and he knows that even this ahankara, even for Gnani, after gaining the Gnanam, he may act with his ahankara. That is functional eye of a Gnani, functional eye of a Gnani. After getting the Gnanam, again the Gnani also do. With that knowledge he will do. When he uh, function, the functional eye of the Gnani, it is not a, it won't affect the real I, the Gnani. That it won't affect the real I, Atma. But if this Gnanam is not there, all that actions come and attack him. That means create a bondage in the form of either Agami and then Sanchita. That is why in Tattvabodha we studied that for Gnani, Agami karma won't generate. Agami karma won't generate. If you remember the important Sloka which is Lord said before also, the foundation Sloka for Karma Yoga, कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. That all indicates and brought slowly up to this to understand. I hope that you got it something, you are able to grasp these two statements. Whoever understand these two in this way, both the ways, he is called really a wise person. One side he know what is ahankara, what is the fate of the ahankara, and also he not claiming himself as the ahankara pseudo I, but he is claiming himself as the real I conscious, which is nitya ekasara satya vastu. This understanding alone enough. This is the jnana. That's why Why, sir, while talking in the karma about all that, this kind of confused statements, and it is not confused, my dear. Simply to say, go to the temple and do this puja and go to the Tirthayatra. If that is all said, everybody feels so easy, but that won't help you. It is not going to liberate you from your problems, from the samsara. So, Gnana, one day or other, you have to understand this. You are the Atman, you are the Brahman, you are not at all related to any of this relative uh, world or the Prakriti. Recognize your essential nature, divinity. So, that person one is called Buddhiman. How many degrees and postgraduate doctorates you may have in the material world, that is all not the gnanam at all. Gnanam at all. Not knowing the self and knowing many other things is not great. They won't help. So Buddhiman, who is the Buddhiman? Only this wise person. But this knowledge is not liked by everybody. That's why whoever likes this knowledge itself is a wise person. You may not studied anything. You may not be so great in the outer world. You may not be praised or given the Arjuna awards or the Padma Bhushan awards. Not necessary. What I will do with that? What it is going to help me? I don't know who am I first. Then I know so many things. So he is only the Buddhiman out of all the human beings, Manusheshu, and he is only called as the Gnani. Yuktaha means yogi or Gnani. And not only that, for him, there is no any kind of compulsion and the restriction or bondage or limitation about any kind of karma. Karma cannot set him. That's a Krishna karma krita. He is already done all the actions completed. No more any kind of sense of guilt. I have not done this, I have not done this. Or there is no any kind of sense of arrogance. I have done that, I have that. I am not doing anything. I need not to do anything. Everything is Purnam. I am Purnam. Kritsna Karma Krita is he is the performer of all the actions. That means what? Not in a real sense. He is the knower of the I am the non uh, action. I am the actionless Atma. Okay. I am all pervading. I need not to get anything. I need not to lose anything. I can't lose anything. I can't get anything. I need not to go anywhere because I can't move anywhere because everywhere I am only. This is the meaning of Kritsna Karma Krita. After saying this a difficult shloka, now Bhagavan praising this Buddhiman, how he will conduct his life. Now from here, this 19th shloka on to 24th shloka, mm, very nicely Bhagavan praising this Buddhiman, which is told in the previous shloka. Not only that, the further commentary on this Sutrabhuta shloka or the Grandhi shloka. यस्य सर्वे समारम्भाः कामक कामसङ्कल्पवर्जिताः ज्ञानाग्निदग्धकर्माणि कर्माणं तमाहुः पंडितं बुधाः. You want to say he is a good singer. who can say who is good in singing, who is well versed in the music, a group of great good musical panel only can judge and tell he's a good singer. We can select him, give him a first prize. Same way, a panel of good physicists, hmm, physicists only can select, yes, that person can given the Nobel Prize, because that's why a physicist only can recognize the physicist, a musician only can recognize the greatness of the musician. In the same way, a gnani or a wise person only can recognize the other wise person. That is said in the last one fourth of the Panditam Buddhaha Ahuhu Tam Panditam. The wise people say that he is the wise person. So that's why Bhagavan says, I am not declaring these Maharshis, Rishis already, the Buddha, wise people, they say that he is only the wise person. Bhagavan already said there, Sabuddhiman Manusheshu. Now, justifying that, who is that? About whom you are talking? You unnecessarily brought a difficult sloka in between and confused us. Huh? Action, see the action in inaction and inaction in the action. No, no, no. That meaning is this. See, yasya sarve uh, yasya sarve samarambhaha, who is in all his undertakings. See, remember this Gnani also, after gaining the Gnanam also, will function in this world as a functional I. But it doesn't make any difference or the problem to him for his actual I. How come? Because of his understanding. So, this Gnani also, he will, when he is starting and doing his different. See, as the Gnani done the karma or the big projects or the service to the so many human, so to the entire humanity, a normal person, whoever lived for 80, 90 years, cannot be done. A 32 years Shankaracharya, how much he did, can you imagine any other person can do? A 38, 9 years lived Vivekananda, how much he did for the Loka Sangrahardam society, can you imagine? But still, Sarve Samarambhaha, such kind of those people, they, what is their first understanding? It said, Kama Sankalpa Vajjitaha. They have no any personal desire. They are the devoid of desire and purpose. They don't have any purpose. They don't, they need not to reach, they get anything. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose for a Gnani. Because in Atma Purnam, what is there to lose and what is there to gain? The gain and loss all are for this Ahankara Jiva imaginary pseudo I. So Kama Sankalpa Varjita. There is no purpose. But only to say, but they are working Loka Sangrahardham because of only the compassion. That's why whoever recognizes that one Atma, the world, the entire world, Sarvam is Brahmamayam, they love also everything as Brahman. So their love is a boundless, limitless. Because of that limitless boundless love, concern, okay, concern. Uh, so they will plan, they involve looking like involving, and they do. So expectation is they also expect that this project should be finished. This should be useful to those this many kind of people. So their expectation is only out of the planning, but not they are not concerned about the result. They are not concerned about the result. They know very well this is a dharmic good action which is going to help many people. But in that, for me, I don't have any name. I don't want any name and fame or anything. So therefore, uh, they never concerned about the results. Therefore, they don't worry. But a person who expects the results and the praise and all that, and see the abuses, all that, if who takes them real, then for him is a worry. So in this way, kama sankalpa varjitaha. How come they are able to live like that? How come they work so much and give their physical strength, energy, mind, and all time to the society? Because for them, as because the body is there still prarabdha until that, so that should be utilized only for a loka sangrahartham ishvara karyam artham, and this is possible to do for a person because of the they burned their karmas. So with this knowledge, gnana agni dagdha karmanam, because of the gnanam, all your karma will be burnt away. This you have to believe. It is not believe in sense by seeing these Gnanis, how they are living in this world, how they are conducting their life in this world. See? Otherwise, we have still doubt and fear whether I need not to do any other projects and other karmas and other pujas, other worship and all these things. No, Baba, we have done already more than enough. If you are eligible, if you have got interest, you come and study. Listen my words. Recognize the truth. So Gnana Agni, the fire of knowledge, can is capable of destroying the entire your karma, the bank balance of your karma. So that's why Gnani never worries about punyam, papam, dharmam, adharmam, shardam, uh, that lokam, this lokam, all are comes under the relative prakriti only maya. Then why have to worry about them? Why have to concern about them? So naturally, this knowledge of the self, knowledge of the Brahman, that Brahman I am. So this destroys. Such a person who destroyed all his karma bandha, no more claiming anything, such a gnani who is free from the desire and the any purpose and sankalpa. Okay. Otherwise, for all other karmas, no karma kanda fully filled with the sankalpas, no. Even for small puja, when we go to temple or call the vadyar, because we are all here worried about this. If I don't do this karma, what is going to happen? If I do that karma, what will happen? How long you will caught up in this karma, karma, karma. Shankaracharya says that karma which create again a karma bondage to you, how that karma can liberate you? Simple logic. Can the darkness can remove, destroy the darkness? Tell me. Never. In the same way, if karma is the cause for the bondage, karma is cause for the janma, are they then again of in janma again we have got desire kama. So kama, karma, janma. Kama Karma Janma. Where it ends, when it is going to end, how it is going to end. But very few only Panditaha alone. See this Pandita word coming. If you have to remember in the second chapter, the first Sloka Bhagavan started teaching to Arjuna is okay. अशोचानन्वशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाषसे गतासु न गतांसूंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पंडिताः. There, panditaha, who never grieves for anything, for any gain or any loss, and for any loss he never grieve, for any gain he never be, uh, he crave. He never crave for any gaining. He never uh, he never uh, cry for any loss. Okay, craving or the crying, grieving, crying and grieving. Oh yes, and there here also, who is Pandita is not who knows the mantras, who is a Sanskrit literature scholar, Tamil literature scholar, English literature. No, they are not Pandita. So this is Pandita. Another again, fifth chapter, Bhagavan going to tell Pandita Samadarshana Darshinaha. See this Pandita word. Why is Panda? The Sanskrit root word is called Panda, means who have the self knowledge is called Panda. And Panda Tam, Aitam, Panditam, who acquired with that self knowledge is called Pandita. Panditaha. Yeah. Then in the 20th sloka, now this 19th sloka, we consider that it is told to the sannyasi gnani. Okay, not exactly. Everybody should have, even vanaprastha or you are a manasika sannyasi. But if you take it as a sub sannyasi gnani, the sarva sankalpa sannyasi, sankalpa varjitaha means how it is possible, sir? A renounced person only. We generally think like that. Then this gnanam, this renunciation, this not expecting anything, living desirelessly without any expectation, this is possible only to the sannyasis. Then Bhagavan tells from 20th to 24th sloka, grihastha gnani. Okay? For grihastha, you be in the griham, and why can't you be as a gnani? Okay? By changing the ashramam, you won't become a wise person. By changing your attitude, your understanding, त्यक्त्वा कर्मफला सङ्गम् नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः. Okay. Who is having the psychological independence, emotional independence, Tektva karma phala sangam. Even though he perform and do the duties, take care of his family and all that, karmani avipravruttaha api. Even though he is involving with the different kinds of karmas as according to his ashrama dharma or varna dharma, then in the society, wherever, karmani avipravruttaha api, but he do how tyaktva karma phala sangam. I am not expecting, desiring any phalam from this. I have just to do. That's it. I have no any expectation. This is going to give me this is going to nothing. How come it is possible? Because he is a nitya truptaha. He is ever content because he discovered his own essential Purna Brahma Swarupam. There is nothing deficit in that because it is Satyam, it is Gnanam, it is Anantam, it is Satchit Anandam. Nitya Truptaha. Trupti means contentment, not because he gained something. He is Truptaha because he is having all good facilities. He is Truptaha because he is having a good health. No, whether health and disease, they will come and go like that, keep on. Because as long as the body is there, all those pairs of complementaries. So he is not depending on them. That's why it's called Nirashrayaha. Now, if you take it as a point wise, uh, Nirashrayaha, first point, he is not depending on anything psychologically. Physically, we may need to depend, but emotionally, psychologically, not dependent. Because of that, he is a Nitya Truptaha, ever content. And Karma Phala Asangam. He Tyaktva Karma Phala Asangam. He is not having any expectation of the results of that action. Because of these three, even though he works, he need not to run away and escape. So, if such a person, even if he is doing anything, na eva kinchidapi kinchit karoti saha. He is not doing anything. He is not doing anything. But it looks like he is doing. So, volition of the mind is more important than whether you do it or not. So, this is the beautiful shloka. We'll see the further slokas next class. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्